Hi, this is Dave from Heroes Needed, just one of the many fine shows you can find on the Nod Network. Visit us on nerdod.com or subscribe on iTunes, Google Podcasts, or Spotify, or wherever else you get your favorite podcasts.
We were driving out of Dorset and came to this roundabout, and there was two signs. One that said Monkey Forest and another one that said Tank Museum. What madman decided to put a Monkey Forest next to a Tank Museum, or vice versa? That is asking for trouble. Have you never seen Dawn of the Planet of the Apes? Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of the Nerd OD podcast. I'm Dan.
I'm Reg.
And that's it. Just the
Surely
two
not.
of us again. There must be other two of us songs, because I think that might be the third time that one of us has attempted to sing just the two of us.
In season 2.
yeah, absolutely. Okay.
In all fairness, this is Nerd OD, and then it's just a nice little bonus when the other two show up.
Yeah, I mean, let's not be mean to them, but yeah, you know, this is what it's always been. If you went to season 1. If you went to season 1 of the Nerd OD podcast and you went back and looked at the 152 episodes of the G.E.E.K podcast, it was 97% Reg and Dan.
It's because we are the Holy Trinity.
What?
Me, you, and microphones.
Oh, wait, but there's... oh, no, we're ruining it now. Anyway, how are you doing?
You all know my maths isn't great. That's why I failed it so many times. However, if I would have sat it this year, who knows what I would have got? I might have actually had a predicted score of something amazing.
Who knows?
No matter how bad I failed on the exams.
Who knows? Yeah, I was always... I'm not great at revising. If I have something I have to do, and I have a deadline for it, I have a bit of work, I did pretty well. But as soon as it comes to actually sitting down and reading, yeah, that's not me. I wasn't great at exams. I did all right, but I definitely think I could have done better. But fortunately,
awful at that.
We're not living in the time of Corona when we're at school, and we're not like all those poor kids who now have got no future. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. I say that, but realistically, you know, are we doing what we wanted to do when we were at school? The grades that we got and stuff.
Yeah, we're digital broadcasters extraordinaire.
That is very true.
Mm-hmm.
And that would never have been a choice when we were at school, because such a thing never existed.
Do you know what? Crazy. I didn't realise this. So you say that, but I thought, this, you know, doing podcasts and I enjoy doing videos and editing and stuff. I thought that is just something that I've developed later in life as I get old. But no, when I was like, I mean, where was I living? Was I in Aberystwyth? Yeah, I'd say like 9, 10. I used to get a cassette, like my cassette player, which would let you record stuff, right? And I would, it had a little microphone in, and I would do radio shows. Just me, and sometimes my brother, sometimes my friend, but most of the time just me. And I would do the radio show, and I would, you know, get ready to cue the next song up, and I'd press play on it, and I would have to sit there in silence as it dubs the music from one tape to the other. And then I would come back and go,
"Don't talk over."
That was the YMCA by the Village People. Hey, how's it going, Dan? And I would do all the voices and pretend. No, I wouldn't really. It would just be me, and I would not do cheesy American radio station voice. But that
I did. I had the best radio setup, because obviously when you're a bit younger, you've always got the one really close mate, and then if he's busy, you're like, what do I do? And I had no other proper like close mates that were in the vicinity that I was allowed to walk to or not. Okay. And they're all just slightly further away.
Fair enough.
So I had I had an amazing radio show. Even I doesn't know the show, but I had a great radio show where I used to talk to my my made up mouse friends, which used to live.
Did you record them and then fast forward them so they sounded high pitched?
Oh no, I did the voices for them. I wasn't that clever. What happened was there used to be a hole that was next to my cassette player, and when they could hear the amazing Hamster G radio show.
Of course.
My real name, for people who don't know, is Graham, like Graham. So Hammy, Hamster, Hamster G.
Yeah.
It used to be Hamster G radio show. That came through. And when they used to come through, it's like, yo, Hamster G, how's it going, my friend? Like, oh, you're back. And obviously they'll all have their individual names, all beginning with M. I was dead clever as a kid, so it'd be like Matty, Mikey, Mickey, Max, just like loads of them. And they'd be like, oh, I really love that new song by Two Unlimited. I'm like, so good, I'm going to play it right now. And like, smash out a bit of No Limits.
That's it.
But yeah, I used to do that.
Speaking of, go on, carry on.
I was going to say, it's just weird because like, back then I used to think, yeah, that's going to be my future. I want to be like a radio presenter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, I'll never be able to make it so people will ever listen to me. And look at me now.
Here we are.
We have all 6 people.
Yeah, you don't even need radio. You just put it on the internet and let anyone who wants to listen to it or not listen. It's great. What have we probably got? About 300 plus hours of podcasts we've put out there, I reckon. I'd love to have that up. Yeah. But speaking of Two Unlimited, I had the time of my life editing one of our other podcasts this week. So we've mentioned it multiple times, and if you're not listening to it, why not? Nerdo D&D, our Dungeons and Dragons podcast. It's a lot more fun than I ever thought it was going to be. I'm really enjoying doing it. But an aside is, the last episode, my character, Lord Sugar, and Reg's character, Frank Bunty, we're in a bar, in a tavern. The other guys have gone to bed. We're getting merry, and then there was a musical act on the stage. Midget Molly and the Uptown Five, we called them, and it was basically this red-headed elf, and Lord Sugar started dancing seductively for her and whatnot. But anyway, that's an aside. When I edit this show, I put in sound effects. I put in bar background noises, or if we're in a forest noises, or a waterfall, you hear a waterfall. So with this, when the band started playing, I was like, I need music. What music am I going to put in? So I just Googled, I went on YouTube and searched for medieval cover versions, and I found a YouTube page. I can't remember what it is right now, but it is in the description of the video for Nerdo D&D, because they said, it did say in the description, if you want to use my songs, that's fine, just make sure you mention me. And they've done cover versions of, like, they had the Macarena, they had Livin' La Vida Loca, they had YMCA, they had Two Unlimited, and it's amazing. It's all medieval. It's like someone playing the lute with like the piccolo and that. It's just it was so fun going through finding these little musical cues that I just hope people actually listen to it. 'Cause I think it would brighten someone's day if they're just, listening to this podcast and then all of a sudden some lute version of the Macarena comes on.
Is that the one you went with?
The scene goes on for about half an hour, Ed. We needed 7 or 8 songs.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's fine. It was great. I really enjoyed it.
That's what I love about that, though, because the whole thing of that podcast is that could go however you want it to. Like, everybody, apart from me and you, were ready to just be like, right, let's move on with the story. Let's go do this. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, let's just go and have a beer at the bar first.
Yeah, well, no, they were all like, let's go to bed. Like, yeah, okay. All right, yeah. I'm gonna stay and have a drink. And then, we furthered the story. I got a little bit of paper that has got something on that we don't know yet, but that's what I got from that whole aside of the story.
Yeah, I had like a full thing I wanted to do. I was like hoping everyone could be in bed, and I was going to do so many different things. So I already had in my head when we started talking, I was like, I'm going to do this, and this. And then it just went into a completely different West version of like, what the hell was going on? I was like, this is insane. I love it. It was so entertaining.
I was about to say sorry, but it turns out I don't need to.
No. It was brilliant. I mean, it's not very often I spit liquid all over my keyboard. So, it was hilarious.
True. Really, I can't believe the other guys missed it.
Shocking.
Disappointing, very disappointing. But never mind.
How is now anyway, sir?
Yeah, a whole week. A whole week. We even missed each other by mere meters.
Yeah, how weird is that? Literally, we must have walked past you to get to where we were going.
Maybe. We're for those who are not living in the UK, or at least not in the northwest, because I don't know what the rest of the country's like. We were in a bit of a heat wave. It's lovely.
Was really nice, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, last weekend, no, weekend before last. I can't remember whether I mentioned it last week, but I had to go all the way down to Dorset. That was fun. That was a nice 5-hour drive. But
nice.
the two great things about that is, one, I found we were driving out of Dorset and came to this roundabout, and there was, the brown signs that show where attractions are. It'll say like Alton Towers.
Yes.
There was 2 signs. One that said Monkey Forest, and another one that said Tank Museum, and they're in the same direction. What madman decided to put a Monkey Forest next to a Tank Museum, or vice versa? That is asking for trouble.
Right. Okay. So you think monkeys, as soon as it sounds closed, just go like, right, we're out of it.
Absolutely. Have you never seen Dawn of the Planet of the Apes? I think that the second one, whichever the second one is, when Cobra gets hold of a tank, that's the most terrifying thing I've ever seen in cinema.
Right. Okay.
But
obviously, someone never went to watch Max Payne.
It's fair enough. That was terrifying. But the second thing was, we found a really nice beach that not that many people knew about, and it was nice. And I made sure I was all lotioned up, so I wasn't going to get sunburnt, except for this area here.
Nice.
For those audio people, I'm pointing to an area around my left moob. I just missed that area for some reason, so it was bright red, and it's just all the skin's peeled off. But anyway, that's how hot it was. It was 31 degrees apparently.
Oh really?
Yeah. And then the rest of the week it's been lovely, and now it's not. But never mind. I can't.
Yeah, because it was the one. It was like really nice when Ash was off on the Saturday, so we went into Chester town. I got a sexy new haircut for all the audio people.
Yeah,
it's a very nice haircut.
It is. It's lovely.
And then we got Oliver, his first haircut.
Oh.
At Ash's workplace, because she works in Tsushima, Chester, and above, like in the shop on the top row of it, they've got like stupidly expensive but really beautiful looking clothes, obviously. Okay. But they've got hairdressers in there as well, called like Jake Grooming. And it's barbers, sorry. Not hairdressers, are barbers, apparently.
Oh yeah.
And they are racing there. To be fair, really nice guy. So I sat down, and I thought, because I knew he was going to get his haircut, I was like, it's sound, I'll go get my haircut. Then Ash will come and sit on the seat, and he'll sit on Ash, and then he'll get his haircut. Oh, we'll be good. And then I sat on the seat, like, all ready for it. And then Ash was like, right, you're going to put him on your knee? And I'm like, me? I'm not ready for this. It's like, he's going to fucking start screaming and go mental, and I'm not prepared at all for this. My mindset is, like, not ready for that. And he literally sat there and was just like, who's this guy? And he was like, I'm going to cut your hair. And he's like, okay. And then he just sat there and just played with the sink for a bit while the dude was cutting his hair. And the only thing that made him flinch a little bit was when the razor got near his ear, and he was like, whoa, what's that buzzing?
What's that noise, yeah.
And he was just like, oh, it's just this razor. But he showed it beforehand and stuff to be like, this is what this razor is. Look, and it's like vibrating. And then he's like, I want to touch it. I'm like, no, it's sharp. Like, you can't touch that. He's like, fine, I'll put the sink instead. And he sat there, good as gold. And I was like,
awesome.
This isn't right. I was genuinely terrified that this was going to go like horrendously wrong, especially with being an Ash's place of work as well. I was like, oh my god, if he kicks off a scene, everyone's going to be like, well, that's Ash's son upstairs.
Yeah.
It's like,
here's your haircut, and here's your P45.
Yeah. So we did that, and then we went to into the park and had like a picnic and whatnot. And then the next day she was in work, so I was like, oh, you know what, since it's been like really nice, I'm going to take him to a farm or something so we can actually go do something. And then we woke up, took Ash to work, and it just bombed down. And I was like, or we're not going to do that. No, she's working 9 till 6 on a Sunday. And I thought, oh, that's quite a long day for being stuck in the house. Like, I have no idea what I'm going to do. We put on Disney Plus just to be like, do you want to just watch Mickey while I figure out what it is we're going to do? And he's seen the Toy Story shorts.
Okay.
And he's got the Mr. Potato Head versions of Woody and Buzz Lightyear. So he's seen them.
Yeah, but I bet that confuses him.
Oh, yeah, just a little bit.
Well, you're not you're thin. What's going on?
But he gets genuinely dead excited. But I think he loves Mr. Potato Head. That's like his favourite out of all of them. Like I think because he can take off the bits and pieces.
Okay.
And whatnot. I think he just finds it hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he was like pointed to the Hawaiian Vacation, and I was like, you know what? I don't think I've ever watched any of the Toy Story shorts apart from the Partysaurus Rex, which is awesome. So I was like, yeah, go on, we'll watch these. And I thought, I'll try and look, because they're only like 10 minutes long, so they're not long at all. And that's about his attention span. So I was like, oh. So then I started playing with Woody and Buzz, and like reenacting little tidbits from Toy Story 2 that I could remember. And I was like, oh, do you like that? You like that? Should we put on Toy Story 2 then? And he was like, no. I was like, yeah, go on, let's do it. So I put it on, and he sat there for ages just playing with Woody and Buzz, watching Toy Story 2. And I was like, oh. And I just started watching it and completely forgot that Oliver was with me, because I'm just like, I've not watched this in years. And just like chilled on the couch just watching it. And he was on the floor just creating carnage. And I looked down and I was like, she's not even here. And he's just in the bathroom going, and the arm from Buzz Lightyear goes down the toilet, and this goes in the bathroom. And I'm like, no, this comes out of there, and this goes out of there, and we disinfect this. Yeah. And it's all good. But I was just like, oh my God, what am I going to do for the rest of this day? If this is the start of the day, it's only like 10:30. Like, I have no idea what I'm going to do for the rest of the day. But we went out and played for a bit, and then I just made sure he knackered himself out so he could have like a really long sleep. And I was like, thank God for that. I could chill for a bit. Completely forgot I had a Switch, so like sat there.
Yeah, you were complaining at us that I've got your PlayStation, so you couldn't play any PlayStation. And then Dave was like, "Hey, why don't you just play on your Switch?"
Yeah. Okay. And so I like did a little bit of a tidy, put some wash on and stuff, and I was like, right, what do I do now? So I watched a few YouTube videos and stuff, and I was like, I might just go wake him up now because I'm bored. And then it was literally the minute he came down, he went to move the wicker basket that we've got next to on the shelf. Which has got like the skybox in there hidden away from him, so he can't touch it all. As soon as he went to lift the lid on it, I was like, oh, the Switch. I was like, I could have literally just kept him asleep for so long and just played on Divinity 2 like I really wanted to do.
Never mind.
But whilst we are talking about the PS4, Daniel Sam.
Okay.
So,
good little segue off talking about your family.
Yeah, sorry, that went on for a little bit longer than expected. Apologies. It's weird because now working from home, I don't really get to see anyone. So this is the first time I'm like, Face, this is amazing. I'm going to talk at you for whatever I want to do. So, you know how I've been so toying with the idea of getting a new laptop so I can play WoW? Yeah. I mean, to do stuff with for and everything, not play World of Warcraft.
No.
Everything else about that. Well, Square Enix have done a new update for Final Fantasy 14. Where it's going to it's tail ending the Shadowbringers DLC like the add-on that they put on for it.
Okay.
But the best thing about this update is they've now converted, streamlined the actual story for the campaign for new people to play, and extended the free-to-play level cap from 35 to 60. So you actually get to play the entire game plus the first add-on pack for nothing.
Wow.
As long as you obviously buy the actual game itself.
Yeah, but that's the thing with all these online games. The amount of times I'll see them for like £2 or £3. You know, the Elder Scrolls one is the same.
Wow,
that's the next to nothing to buy the packs because they want you to subscribe. That's what
and the thing is, Final Fantasy 14 is so good. It is so good, and the fact that they give you easily 300 odd hours of content for nothing is absolutely phenomenal. There's no restrictions. They're not like, you're not allowed to have 4 bags until you pay for your first sub and all this. It's just like, go play, go enjoy everything, because we know once you get to that level 60 bit, you're going to be like, what's the next arc of this story going to be like? Right, I'll buy the new add-on pack and then we'll start paying the subs. I'm like, the amount of time I get to spend on a game these days lasting me till level 60 is going to take until I was about 5, and then I'll be like, right, cool, now I can play WoW.
so literally it's not like you would get to the end of this section and they're like, right, you've had enough now. You could be mid-quest and you hit level 60. The minute you level up that last level, it's like, right, you're done now.
Yeah, so level 60 is the level cap, so you can't get any further than level 60. But,
Oh, okay, you can carry on playing.
But you can complete the campaign of the first DLC.
Okay.
And then after that DLC, it's just like, you want to see more?
Yeah.
And you buy, motherfuckers.
Yes.
Okay.
That's exactly. Okay, well, makes sense.
I'm freakingly, unbelievably psyched to. I know I said that when I get the PS4 back, all I want to do is just play The Last of Us 2. Mm-hmm. You know, like the Saints Sinners and like all this stuff. But now I'm just like, you know what? It's already installed on my PS4. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just literally just going to play Final Fantasy 14 until I get my addiction of playing an MMO out the way, and then I can concentrate on life in general. But I kept on having these really weird, vivid dreams that I was a streamer, but a WoW streamer.
Okay.
For, I set up the NerdOD proper logo and stuff behind me, and I had like the proper gaming swingy chair. And while Ash was watching or playing Animal Crossing, I literally just sat here like every night streaming WoW on the NerdOD page, and we'd done so well. It was amazing. But then Oliver would come down and just hit the off button on the plug on the Switch, and then it just wiped all our entire progress of everything. And I don't know how it did it, but I've had that dream a couple of times, and I'm like, I think I should become a streamer.
Wow.
And I was on this note, I was having a meeting, and you can share screens and stuff on Skype and Teams and whatnot. So I was having a meeting with work the other day, and I was having to try and get something off the Google Drive, like a spreadsheet about field engineers and nothing exciting. So I went on my thing thinking I was logged onto my work Google account, and it wasn't. It was my own personal Google account. And as I went into the drive, there was nothing else on there apart from when I first got the VR, and I was like, oh, I'm going to do some streams of like the VR games and stuff.
Yeah.
On there, there's like six full, like completely edited, like just done perfectly streams of VR games on there.
Oh.
And the only thing that stopped them from coming live was because I was trying to do it on the PS4 editor, wasn't I? Going like,
okay,
you could only do it set down to a certain time, so I'm not in the corner of any of them. So it's literally just gameplay footage of that, and I was like, I might just stick them on the NerdOD page anyway and just see what it goes through. But I think part of the fun in VR games is watching the reactions of the person playing it instead of just seeing the VR footage around it.
Yeah.
So I'll have a full-on watch of the vids again, because they go on for quite a while. Because it's all like proper full games and stuff, and I'm ragging through, so I'm like, ooh. So there may be a surprise couple of launches on the
always page. Happy for extra content, Reg.
Well, I say surprise ones. I'm like, Dan, can you put NerdOD in the corner of this? Surprise.
I can do that. But it was like we're trying to do more of the N64 little short things, and Reg is like, I'm going to try and do one every day. Like, you're going to try and do one every day. Okay, that means I'm going to have to do one every day.
Yeah, so I was going to say that was the thing that I was like, hang on a minute. Yeah. And then the message going like, I'm doing this video, and I'm like, all right, okay, maybe I shouldn't then. Maybe I should. But come Monday, today
as you do, like, do as much as you like, but I guess don't be annoyed if they don't go up, if they don't all go up.
No.
So it doesn't take you very long to do. Then.
No, I was going to say they literally take a minute.
Yeah.
Just literally
64 seconds. Apart from writing, but you know.
But they will come, and they will be very varied. Because I've realised that most of my stuff is just literally like, oh, this is about a game. Oh, this is about a game.
Yeah, you know.
Whereas you need to sort of add in other tidbits. So, you know, it'll be news about like music and films and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I will do it. Anyway, and they are going to come very frequent. I was hoping as well, because I put that in the chat to be like, hey guys, well, I'm going to try and do this. And everyone will be like, oh yeah, we did this. Like, I'm going to do one, or I'm going to do one.
No, because I think everyone went, oh, Reggie's going to do one a day, then we don't need to.
Well, it would be nice to be like, you know what, we'll all share the burden.
No, they're all thinking of me. There is no sharing of the burden, there is just the burden on me.
Yeah. That's true. Well, once I ever get this new sexy laptop and stuff, and you can tell me what the best video editing software is, and then I can start doing stuff myself.
Yeah.
Like I said, if my dream comes reality and I end up streaming and doing stuff, then I'm going to need to know how to actually do stuff anyway. So I suppose it's for the best that you actually teach me your ways. I will be your Padawan.
I like it. I do like it.
Good.
So, I mean, but if you're going to be streaming, you can't be streaming a dated game like Final Fantasy 14 when everyone's just playing Fall Guys.
Yeah, but you also want to be slightly different, don't you?
You do.
Because you don't. But the thing, Mike was going on and on and on about it, and it's one of those games that, it's like the Gavin and Stacey TV show when everyone was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Absolutely.
And I'm just
it does look great, but it's now got that sort of, oh right, everyone's doing it, so we can't.
Yeah. It's just one of those where I'm like, you know what, I don't even want to look at it because every day I have 4 or 5 different stories about this really funny thing that happened on it, and I'm like, that would be funny if you could see it, but as long
as the kids don't get hold of it, then that's fine. At the moment, it doesn't seem to be the kids are going to school and then pretending to be their favourite Fall Guy. Like they go, like the amount of times I've walked past groups of kids in town or whatnot, just doing Fortnite dances. Still to this day.
With this is the fact that have you heard now, or is this like a really clever segue from you about
Fortnite?
Yeah,
how it's now gone off mobile, in at least official mobile stores entirely. So yeah, it's gone from the Apple App Store, and it's gone from the Google Play Store. You can still load it on Android, but you've got to download it from somewhere else.
Yeah, I love the fact that Epic are just like, download it from any of these sites for the mobile. Like our own website and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And Google are like, that's fine. That's always been the deal. That's the point of Android. Apple are a bit different. Like, look, we've spent a lot of money creating this system and creating this completely secure and safe system. That is why you have to download your apps from the App Store. That's why you can't download stuff from the Amazon App Store or the Epic App Store or anything like that. It's from our store. And because of that, because we handle everything, we want to take some of those sales. So they take 30% of anything that goes through an app. So if you
it's a crazy amount, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is and it isn't. When you look at how much stuff like Spotify pay artists, like how much of the money that you pay Spotify goes to the people who actually create the stuff, it's next to nothing. So to take 30% and go, here's 70%, if they said, all right, we're going to start charging £1 for the podcast, but we're going to take 30p and you take 70p, I'd be like, yeah, all right. I can't remember what YouTube, like YouTube is something's far off that. I think it's maybe 20% or something like that of the ad money, and the rest is for you. But the point there is that if you sign up for Netflix, or you sign up for Spotify, or you sign up for Disney Plus through the app, then they get a cut of that money ongoing. So if you signed up for Spotify for £10, really? Spotify are only getting 7 out of that £10. Apple are making £3 a month on this subscription service. Same for Netflix and everything, which is why it's not always on these things the most intuitive thing to sign up directly. It's often, go to the website.
Yeah.
But with and it's the same. I think it's the same with Android for that sort of stuff, but it's definitely for Apple. So that's the stuff that doesn't sound right. I get that. Look, in-app purchases and stuff, they've created this amazing platform that gives them the chance to make this money. There was nothing like it until Apple came along and did it.
See, that's the thing. So as we were discussing off pod last week, I think it was, I got the text through from Vodafone to be like, hey, you can upgrade your phone early. And I'm like, ooh. I'm really intrigued by it because I love the camera and the apps and stuff that you can get on the iPhone. That's the only thing that sort of was swaying me a little bit, going, I might join the dark side and potentially get an iPhone. And then I was watching the Gadget Show on Channel 5 the other night, and they were like, hey, here's the new Sony Xperia. And it's like, look at all how fancy and sexy it looks. And I'm like, that looks well different compared to the Sony Xperia I've got. Like, right. Now I'm quite intrigued. I might move on to the new one. But then on the same note,
it always happens.
I really like the Samsung. I mean, the sole reason for the Sony phone was to play the PlayStation on remote play. That's the sole reason I originally went to the Sony phone. But now I've got more than one profile on my PS4, I can't remote play. So
Really? No way.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It just keeps on saying it can't find it. I think because because my profile isn't the main profile on my PlayStation. Because the way to share games is I become the prime user on somebody else's console.
Right. Okay.
And I have their so my mate is the primary user.
He's the primary. Okay, that makes sense.
One. So when I try and find obviously my PS4 on here, it's like, hang on a minute, your PlayStation is nowhere near this location, and it just won't find it, despite the fact that I can be in America, like I was when me and Ash went. I could log in and still do my Smite like login every day. Yet now I've got his profile on my PS4 and I'm the one on his one. I can't find my thing unless you know what it is. I bet he doesn't keep it in rest mode.
But it's probably just not on.
I'll question that, because if that's the case, I might stick to the new Sony phone. If not,
but the thing is, you could be playing your PlayStation right now if that was the case, because you could just play his remotely. It doesn't matter that I've got yours.
Yeah. Right, I'm just going to download I've got the PlayStation app actually loaded up. So let's figure this one out.
Yeah, let's not right now.
That's not right now, but I will. Hold on.
But
the
point is, I don't think we've quite said exactly what the issue is, but basically, Epic Games are suing Apple and Google because they put into Fortnite a way of buying Fortnite books, whatever they're called, V-Bucks, is it? Basically via their own payment system, through their own website, for cheaper. And the thing is, a company like Epic absolutely know the rules. They 100% did it to instigate them getting taken down. So within about an hour, they could go, lawsuit. It was far too quick.
It was how quick as well.
They've taken it down. Now what?
That video. Have you seen the campaign?
1980 Fortnite. Yeah. So it's a Mickey take of an old Apple advert, which is based on 1984, the book. So yeah, they did that, and it's purely because they're like, look, stop taking 30% of all the $400 million that we've made from this game. We want more. That's the problem sometimes, isn't it? Something gets so big, they're like, oh no, we need more.
Yeah,
it's just not right. Like, okay, I would love to know how much Spotify how much they make from each user. Like, is it not feasible, right, that you pay a streaming service £10? Let's say £5 of that is theirs. That's their profit. Then the other £5 of that, they split evenly with every artist for every song that user has streamed. So you might listen to 500 songs in a month, let's say. That sounds optimistic. That's quite a lot, right? So that means that every one of that every play of a song there has made a penny. Okay? When you multiply that by the 100 million users they've got, that's got to be then a decent wage. Because this is one of the problems at the minute, isn't it? All these musicians saying, look, we can't tour, we're getting no money in. Look at someone like Frank Turner. Frank Turner's been massive on this. He's organised fundraisers for gig venues. He's actually put on live shows and sold tickets for them, via Zoom and stuff. And all the money's gone to a different live venue every week. He's done stuff for his road crew, all sorts of stuff. And that's because stuff like, people don't buy CDs as much anymore. They just stream. And I can't understand why there's not more money in it.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? I don't understand how it's not profitable for things. It's like, unfortunately, the likes of the lesser known people, like, they are on the way out. The likes of the Liam Frost and stuff.
Yeah, let's say Liam Frost. Absolutely.
Like, I don't think he would see much, if anything.
No,
from a streaming service,
He
unfortunately.
might have 10,000 streams of a song, and which, look, if we got 10,000 streams of a podcast, I'd be like, that's amazing. But from that, I bet he's made about £12, if that.
Yeah,
next to nothing.
I was going to say it's heartbreaking when it comes to things like that, and that's why I can understand why bands are like, well, yeah, we're not releasing new music anymore.
Yeah,
Like,
I think it's something. I think it's something like a 0.05 pence per stream or something ridiculous like that.
Well, that's it. I mean, Abs said it, didn't he, in his rap about Big Macs, something similar. Like, I know that was just I think he says how much of a percentage you get for a certain thing.
That was from radio.
Was that just
plays,
from McDonald's? Yeah, for radio play that.
For radio plays.
But it was like how the you were talking about greed and how big people just want more.
Yeah.
And the CEO from Spotify, when he was on the stage going, "This isn't how
true.
Like this isn't how music should be made anymore." It's like you can't just expect to still be around if you don't release live music, if you don't release new music like every year. Your 3 to 5 years of releasing a new album is gone. You can't do that. I'm like, well, I don't want it like a year to be done between the next album for that album to be shipped because they haven't had enough time or life experience to write out what the new album's going to be about. The bands, like the artists, quite a few of the artists we like they have Sophia Strina because they sing about proper heartbreak that's just happened, or really sad things that go through.
Who was it? There was someone who was like, "Well, I didn't release an album because I was happy."
Damien Rice.
Was it Damien Rice?
Damien Rice was like, "Yeah, I've been happy. That's why I've not released an album."
Yeah, and
And I was like, "That's the thing, isn't it?"
And then she left me, and there we go.
So I was going to say we've got that, and you can't, even though it's their livelihood and their professional stuff, you can't expect them to be like, right, okay, let's write the next song tomorrow, right? Now the next day you're going to do that. Then let's get studio, let's mix it, let's get that. By the time you tour that, examples like now, the Ladies are already going to have a brand new album out. Just as they've not toured Fake Nudes over here yet. This was their Fake Nudes tour, and then they were going to. They were coming out to do this one, and I was like, all right, we're actually in the studio now, we're about to release a new album. They mix it all, get it all ready for release, and by the time their rescheduled tour comes out next November, we're going to have 2 albums worth of songs coming out.
That's it. There will be another one.
It's just going to literally, tours are going to be, here's our new album, right, we're going to have to go. And that's what it's going to be now. It's not going to be a good mix of everything. It's going to be like, right, we need you to understand that this is going to be this is our new stuff. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. We will play one old song because you know who we are, but you're going to have to learn that this is going to be the old material next year. And
at least they're I think I feel like they're the sort of band, and there's a lot of bands out there that sort of know what the fans want to hear.
Oh yeah.
I mean, at the same time, sometimes you want to hear the new stuff. When Dashboard Confessional last toured over here, they're sort of the fan base with Dashboard Confessional they're not big, but they are rabid. They are absolutely huge fans.
The best way to explain.
Yeah, you're not like, oh yeah, they're pretty good. I'll go and watch them in concert. You're like, they're the best thing ever, or they're nothing. So. And their back catalogue is so amazing. And to be fair, every album that they brought out, I've loved. And the new album, it's so underrated. Not that I've seen how well it was reviewed or anything like that, how well it was received, but the fact that he played one song off the new album when they toured it, and he was assuming no one was going to have heard it as well. When he announced it, he said, "I'm going to play a song off the new track now. So I want you guys to sing along, right? When I get to this bit, I want you to shout out," and then the entire crowd started singing back, "Let your heart beat," and he was like, "Oh, okay, you know it." Yeah, but that's the only song they played off that album.
We've said this before, haven't we? That all he needs to do is just strum the first tune and stand back, and the crowd just goes mental. Yeah, and it's beautiful.
You might think, "Oh, well, I'm here to see him sing," but you know what? It's great. That's one of the great experiences of a Dashboard Confessional concert. But my point was that sometimes they don't necessarily play all the new stuff. Some of these acts, they assume, do you know what? I only come over here once every X amounts of years. I'll play what people want to hear, and that's great. At least they're not necessarily bored of them, bored of the songs. But what was the point of this? Yeah, so I'm really surprised that someone hasn't put together a streaming service that just rewards the artists more. It's just, I don't know, it's shocking. I really, really would love to see the numbers. I mean, I can see that Spotify is making, $20 billion a year or whatever, and that to me says it all. But
that's it. I mean, there's one streaming service out there which has literally like the monopoly of making money for a particular artist or person, and that'll be Ryan Reynolds' latest streaming service.
Yes.
You
good.
Sign up to that.
I forgot to. I was going to do an N64 about this. This is brilliant.
It is incredible. So, just like everybody else, Ryan Reynolds is like, "Yep, I need a new streaming service because everyone loves me." So he set up a completely. It is. You can go on the website and you can actually watch.
Yeah.
One film
completely free.
And one film only, and that's foolproof. But
yeah, which is a film he made. Was it like 2009 or something like that?
Yeah, it's like
it was a way back before Ryan Reynolds,
wasn't it?
Before he was big, before he was Ryan Reynolds, I suppose he was, middling, wasn't he back then? Before he was Deadpool, at least.
It was amazing because there's so many different covers. That you can scroll through, but they're all literally just foolproof. Just like different
it's he basically has a stake in a mobile phone provider over in the States called Mint Mobile, and the adverts he does are brilliant. And apparently, users have had like voicemails left from him and stuff like that. Like they just recorded things saying hi, it's Ryan Reynolds. Thanks for being on my network, and far funnier and more insane than that. But it's just, he does this. It's the same with Aviation Gin.
Oh, yeah.
He is like involved. It's like, this is my thing, and the adverts are brilliant for it. But the idea with this was, it was just a streaming service that is just this one film. But you're right, it looks just like Netflix. You go to the site, it's exactly like Netflix, but green. I think it's mintmobileplus.com.
Yeah.
And it looks like they've got hundreds of different TV shows and movies, but it is all exactly the same, with every single one having a different poster or thumbnail. It's like if you go down to the top 10 in the US, it's just 10 different posters for this one movie, which clearly someone spent the time making.
That's the sad thing, isn't it? It's there, it's operational, and someone's just like, it's funny, and it is genuinely brilliant.
I've not watched it.
Got people talking, and I guarantee it's had so many hits.
Probably.
So many hits. Like you said, but hardly anyone has watched it.
No.
Because if you're going to watch Ryan Reynolds movie, you want to watch a decent one. But it's just, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy how he's done it, and I love it. Whilst we are talking retro and old school, Mr. Dan, we're talking about old bands and obviously old films. Let's move along with an old game that's coming back. So this Friday,
the
demo for Tony Hawk's 1 and 2
nice
remake.
I thought you were going to talk about Earthworm Jim.
The one that's coming out on the oh my god.
We will get to Tony Hawk's, but there is a like another one of these. Is it one of these retro re-release consoles, or is it just
it's a brand new console.
The Intellivision,
Coleco, is it?
But yeah, something like that. And for some reason, because the creator of Earthworm Jim is partly responsible for this console, he's decided to do a new version of Earthworm Jim.
Yeah, so
a game that everyone wants.
On the Intellivision Amico.
That's it. A game that everyone wants, will never be able to play.
Yeah, and that's a sad thing, because like even when it came on, like if you can go on YouTube now and just watch the trailer, for a quick look. It's like a 30-second clip of Jim just running across the beach and stuff, and it does sound so. He sounds so dated, unfortunately. Even like it looks beautiful, but he sounds so dated. It's crazy. Like the first groovy, I was like nice, and then he starts saying stuff, and I was like, oh, Yeah, you've updated the look, you've updated like the feel, but you've not updated the sound at all. It's just
just starts being really racist and
pretty much.
Okay.
Just like Doug.
Yeah.
Just like Doug. So Doug Tentacles due to creative.
Yeah. But so,
anywho,
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 is out in
September the 4th.
3 weeks, is it?
Yes, it is. And it's going to be glorious. So if you already have a PC and you pre-ordered the game, you can play the demo now, like on Steam and stuff. But for everybody else, on Friday, the demo comes out on the Xbox and the PS4.
Okay.
And Tony Hawk's hasn't had the best recent runs.
Not in the slightest.
They've all been pretty shoddy, especially number 5 when that came out. Everyone was so stoked for it. And then it came out and it was just garbage, glitched, and just broke to all hell.
Even the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD remaster they did, was it on the 360 and the PS3? Yeah. Even that just didn't play right.
No. But this, my friend, this is glorious.
Okay.
The thing they've done is they've made it all sexified. It just looks like it's a PS4 title.
Well, this is what they said. They've used all the original sort of everything in the background is there. It's just got a whole new front end, and that's what they needed to do. They absolutely needed that.
It runs so fast though. Like watching the train stuff, I'm like, I don't remember it looking like going this quick. But the more you start watching it again, the more you realise again that Tony Hawk's is always rapid because it's so arcadey.
You're just getting old.
That's what it's like. Yeah. And I mean, I was awful at them anyway. I loved them. And the glorious thing is, come Friday, I won't need to buy the game anymore because the only thing I ever did was play the warehouse level.
I was the same, but with the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 demo, which was like I can't remember the name of the level, but I remember the
just the hang. It was one.
No, it was one of the skate parks because I remember I found out that if I got enough speed up, I could fly off the end of this ramp and I could land on the top of a lamppost and then do a whatever it was called, the thing where you balance on the on the edge, on the lip, and get loads of points. Like we're talking 6 figures, and land and just I was good at that. That was the one level I was good at. But then I did get the game, and I love it. Every Tony Hawk's right the way through to, I think I finished at Thug 2.
Right, okay, just
I never got
the ride.
Yeah, exactly. So
you were clever.
I got my time in. Yeah, it's great. Well, I love those games. I can't wait for the next one.
So they've been doing like a load of like promos for it, and obviously trying to like stoke it up so much. And there's a video called "Pretending I'm a Bird," or no, "Pretending I'm Superman." Sorry, is the documentary which is out on Amazon Prime, and I think it's coming to YouTube Red or whatever it's called. The one that you got to pay for.
Yeah, premium.
It's coming to that in September, just like the couple of days before the game's launched. And that's a documentary all about skateboarding and how the game actually helped the careers of so many skateboarders that were literally like about to have to give it up or whatnot, and how it's influenced new skaters who are coming in on Tony Hawk's 1 and 2. So they're actually adding a load of stuff to it. And one of the stuff they're adding to it, as data miners have found out, is the dude who's helping this documentary was Jack Black. And he was showing it off at Jablinski.
Yeah, that's right. That was how it got announced.
Yeah.
That video came out right when they dropped the press release. It was timed pretty well.
Yeah, he's awesome. But he's apparently going to be playing Officer Nick.
Right.
Officer Dick, is it? Yeah, Officer Dick, isn't it? Sorry.
Right.
So he's the cop that hounds you the way through the games. Apparently he's a celebrity cameo that is going to be in it.
There was no way he wasn't going to be. He's also in the new. He's in Psychonauts 2 as well when that eventually comes out.
Nice.
He's the latest one.
I hope to do a HD remaster or just a remake of Brutal Legend. Because that was such an underrated gem.
Yeah, it didn't really do very well though, did it?
It's because
from what I remember,
it wasn't what it was supposed to be. Is what, because everyone, if you played the demo and if you like watched any of the first original teasers, it looked like it was a hack and slash run around and you're playing Jack Black and this is all awesome. But then, like, literally 3 levels in, it turns into an RTS, and people are
it's
like
a strategy. It's weird.
Yeah, like, no, don't like this. This isn't what I wanted.
Yeah.
And then all the bad press started with it because, like, yeah, you never told us it was going to be like this. This is like you're bad for doing that. Blah blah blah. And it went nowhere, which is a shame because it's a great title and Jack Black's awesome in it. To be fair, like, literally is just
it's literally him.
While we're talking about stuff that came out in the mid 2000s. It's having a resurgence and stuff. So Ready Player 2 comes out shortly.
Yeah, the book.
In November. The actual book itself. So they've just announced that Will Wheaton's coming back again to narrate the second one. And that's going to be available on Audible.
For the audio book.
On launch as well. Yeah. Which is awesome because I only got an Audible trial so I could listen to Ready Player 1.
All right.
So nice. So now I'm going to get another trial because it's been a fair few years.
Yeah.
So I can.
I'm sure you've got another email address. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If not, if you're one of those who's like, you can come back to us for 99p. Please, this would be amazing. I'm like, yeah, I'd be willing to pay 99p to listen to Ready Player 2. I'm happy with that. So, slightly slow fact because the book of the first one was immense. So, I mean, obviously the film was great, but the book was incredible. So I'm hoping the book for number 2 is going to be good, and the fame hasn't gone to his head now.
No.
That's the one thing I am slightly dreading. Speaking of dreading. So we were talking about how it possibly might be and how it may not be Rockstar's new game, the Rocksteady even, not Rockstar, but
the Suicide Squad game. Yes.
So have you seen now
that it is the Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad kills Justice League.
Oh, I've not seen that bit. I saw that it was a Suicide Squad game. Okay, interesting.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. Like, I've got lots of faith in Rocksteady, because they did an awesome job with the Batman games.
Yeah.
But from what I can gather, they're taking hints off the comic of the same name.
Okay.
Because on the tease picture of Superman, who's actually on the cover with the Suicide Squad target and stuff, he's got the purple shine to him and stuff, which is apparently is part of this crystal glow, which the bad guy... I don't want to give away too much of everything, just in case, but it's linked to him. Okay. But if that's the case and it follows the arc, then basically Batman isn't part of the Justice League at that bit. He's just like, no, you can't control me. I'm amazing. So then he takes over the Suicide Squad as their leader, and then goes like, hey, this is how we're going to go and do this. So if that's the arc they're doing, is this technically just going to be another Batman game? And you're just going to have the odd chance of being like, hey, for like Mission 6, instead of the Batmobile, you're going to get to play as Deadshot.
Yeah.
But here's 5 missions of Batman.
I can't imagine they would. I feel like they would bill it. I mean, because they've got such a strong brand in the Arkham games, that they would bill it as some sort of Batman.
They did say though that they're finished with the Arkham series.
Yeah, no, I know, I get that.
Cool.
But I think they would lean more on Batman. I think that they wouldn't. If they're done with the Arkham games, they're done with Batman as a main. I can't see that. I know. It sounds like.
I'm very intrigued to know who the list of playable characters are going to be. I mean, because if it's Rocksteady, we've already got most of the character models already done, haven't we? Like, we've got a Deadshot model already. We've got a Harley Quinn model already. We've got if they have Deathstroke in it, because I don't know what iteration they're going to be using for the.
No, that's the thing.
The Suicide Squad and stuff. Like, we've got a lot of them anyway from being the villains in the Arkham series.
Yeah.
So, Killer Croc, everything's already in there. So,
True.
Also, just be a case of, hopefully it's not just a botch, copy and paste jobby and crack on with it all.
I'm sure not. It's taken them this long.
We will find out more on Friday when it's the Fandome. The DC Fandome. Apparently we're going to be doing a showing of this, along with Warner Brothers Games, who are teasing a new Batman game. Which we talked about previously, thinking it's going to be the Court of Owls.
Yeah.
And discussing this. So what they're actually doing now, if you go on a certain website and enter a code, this wasn't supposed to be live until Friday, but someone's cracked it early and just leaked it. So it shows you the actual timeline of their press junket. So like today, they were supposed to be doing a tweet that was very cryptic to be like, hey, on this certain day, you might be able to do this.
Right.
But
So someone's done it already.
There was some like code inside the tweet. So some guy was like, "Oh, let's have a look at this." And then like tomorrow there was going to be a teaser picture of something else that's going to be leading onto it. Then Wednesday it was going to be a radio broadcast. And then on Thursday there was going to be like a mini clip of something. And then it would all lead up to Friday, where Friday was going to be the launch of the trailer and everything coming through. And some guy literally took about 5 minutes to be like, "Oh, what's this? Right, here's what everyone's doing."
Yeah.
So one brother had to be like,
"Welcome to the
no,
internet."
Yeah, we'll take this down then, and we'll make it impossible for people to crack. So on Friday, you're probably going to be aware we're going to have a video to show. So I'm like, yeah, fair play. But apparently the logos and stuff are different. Like the pictures of the owls and stuff are different compared to what it was originally, and like some of the logos that you can see in the background aren't teasing what they thought was going to be done. So it's going to be quite an interesting run to see if it's going to be owls or
there's
what.
a few things supposed to be coming to this fandom thing. There's that. There's potentially a Snyder Cut trailer, and potentially some footage of the Suicide Squad movie. As well.
Really?
Yeah, there's a fair few things they're talking about. We'll
see that one.
We'll see.
I'm interested about the Snyder Cut. I've got no interest in.
No,
anymore.
I know. There's nothing a trailer could show me that is going to make me go. Sometimes if you get someone who's good at cutting a trailer, it will make me really, really want to see a film, and then you watch it and it's so disappointing. You know, you can really big up a film and make it look incredible. So a trailer does nothing for me, to be quite honest.
No. Although, did you see, going back to Ryan Reynolds for 2 seconds, have you seen that he was like, "Yeah, I'm already in the Snyder Cut." He's like, "People wondered if you're going to see me or not." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm there." And he's made his own footage. Like, he's in Green Lantern footage and stuff with him going into Deadpool and stuff. He's just like, he's a marketing genius.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely. I love it so much. But yeah, so while we're also on the subject of new things, instead of talking about old things continuously, so Ghost of Tsushima, which is awesome, that's having a free update, which is coming out this fall, which is adding multiplayer to it as well.
Oh, wow, okay.
So this is going to be co-op missions, which you can do with one other friend, or you can have up to four people doing like a wave-based, just like all-out attack mode, which is coming through. But you're going to be getting the 4 new playable characters. So you've got a samurai, the hunter, the ronin, and the assassin. So they all play differently. They've already came out and said, this is free. Don't worry about that. There's going to be no transactions, microtransactions inside this at all. Any cosmetics you unlock via gameplay. There will never be any microtransactions come through on this. And like that is the sort of news that we need these days. It's like microtransactions have just become the bane of our life, and it was mobile gaming that really started.
Yeah. Oh, there you go, Reg. Full circle back to App Store.
Indeed.
Well done. I was curious whether we were going to talk this week about the Umbrella Academy, as we both finished it. But
yeah,
I think it's a good time to say, warning, next week we're going to be talking spoilerific talk of the Umbrella Academy Season 2.
Yes.
Because that's probably a bit of a longer conversation than we've got time for now. But yes, I'll make sure the other guys have listened, have watched it.
Yes.
Yeah.
If not, they can just run off for 5 minutes while we just have a gander.
Yeah. Although we need to work out when we can do it, because Monday is it's nothing. It's not a special day. It's just a regular old, normal, boring day.
Not a birthday.
No. And randomly, I'm going to be in London, going to eat both koko curry and okonomiyaki.
2 in 1.
Yeah, well, not 2 at the same time. Lunch and dinner. See, that's why this eat out, help out thing is so amazing. Koko curry in London.
It's so good.
And the okonomiyaki restaurant
to do it.
Basically, we're gonna try Thorpe Park and Legoland and Chessington and stuff as well.
Have you seen on Channel 4?
5, is it?
Channel 5 at the minute doing Inside Legoland.
So I was going to talk about that this week. We literally just watched the first episode, and it's interesting to see some of the behind the scenes stuff, but it's so boring. Nothing happens. I mean, that's only one episode, the most exciting thing was like, tempers can flare when it's a hot day, and they showed a quick clip of a woman going, well, that's not good enough, is it? And then they cut to the adverts, and then she comes back, and all it was is she was complaining that fast passes why do they get priority over normal people? And they cover it for about 10 seconds, and then they go, I'm really sorry about that. And she goes, all right then, and leaves. There's nothing that happens.
No, I was going to say, it's not like
a bit's fallen off this Lego character. We better glue it back on.
Yeah, it's not like the Imagineering story or something where it's like, hey, this is awesome.
I bet they were there really hoping something exciting was going to happen.
Well,
but
the
literally,
child lost his
episode
parents.
1, yeah, a kid loses parents, but then the parent finds him really quickly. A kid falls over and scratches his knee, and a paramedic goes, "Oh, you'll be all right," and cleans it up. Done. It's really hot, so they have to check if the train track has expanded at all. And they just there's like a 2-minute scene of them walking down a train track, measuring every single sleeper to make sure that it's not gone past a certain size. I'm like, no, this is okay. Oh, so a train's not going to derail then? No. Okay. It's so boring. Nothing happens. But anyway. But yeah, we're going to go to Legoland. And I'll talk about it next time, but we're going to go to the Lego House in Denmark.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In September, we are responsibly traveling to Denmark. They're okay. We don't have to quarantine. We just have to stay a minimum of 6 nights, which is fine by me. So yeah, we're going to go, and we're going to the Lego House, which is in Billund, which is where Lego was invented. So can't wait. Looking forward to it.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and then hopefully going on the second oldest roller coaster in the world.
Ooh.
But more about that another time. Well, Reg, it's been a pleasure.
As always, sir.
Yeah.
As always.
Yes, absolutely. Hopefully we can get 2 other reprobates to join us next time, but if not, who cares?
Okay.
What's up?
Oh, sorry, Ash just looked at me and was like, I'm like, yeah, okay, I get it, we're going now, it's fine, you don't have to say, thank God it's over. But apparently she's won another thing on this dipping page.
Oh, okay.
That she's doing.
The thing that she keeps tagging us in.
Yeah, but
Fine.
Honestly, she's only done it the one.
Yeah, I know.
And that was, she'll never do it again. She's been told.
Just remove. Anyway, right. It's been a pleasure, Reg.
Coolio.
See you I will
see
the flippity flop
next week then. Possibly
we'll work something out.
Or something for
We
D&D.
shall work something out. Right. Coolio. Thank you for listening, everyone.
Aye, thank you for being with us. It is appreciated. Toodles.
Bye.